It's the fourth day of the Myrtle Beach Beach Ball Classic, the 32nd annual edition from the Myrtle Beach Convention Center, the Lambeau Schwartz Arena. Good afternoon, everybody. It's Lane Harris and Wayne Gray bringing you a great game tonight. A couple of Carolina schools going to lock it up here. The Spring Valley Vikings, head coached by Perry Dozier in his 7th year, come in with an 8-5 record up against Rutherford Cavaliers with Brad Levine in his 17th year, 5 times Coach of the Year. These two teams both have a 1-1 record in this year's Beach Ball Classic. And I bring my broadcast partner Wayne Gray in on the action here. We're going to have a lot of athletes on the floor. Going to be a lot of action up and down the court.
Well, Spring Valley comes from the hotbed of basketball in Columbia, in Columbia, South Carolina. Coach Dozier, who played at Dunbar High School, played at South Carolina, and has well known as an AAU coach in South Carolina. Has been coaching this team for the last 7 years, and they're a pretty good basketball team. And then this East Rutherford team, which I think is their first appearance in the Beach Ball Classic. From course, you commented about the success that they've had in the state of North Carolina, which has excellent high school basketball. So it's going to be a good competition between two teams from the Carolinas. Little bragging rights is who have the best team from the Carolinas.
Players to watch for the Spring Valley Vikings is going to be Perry Dozier's son, Perry Dozier Jr. He's a 6'5" sophomore, kind of a true point guard, averaging about 18 points a game, 11 assists a game. Really a good distributor out on the field, on the court. Has a great jump shot, good touch. One of his big running mates will be Dominique Taylor. He's a 6'3" senior, very good, very athletic young man. He's going to be the leading scorers for the Spring Valley Vikings. Over for East Rutherford, you got Travis Waltrip Rodriguez, averaging almost 20 points a game. Last year he played for a single A team, Thomas Jefferson, up in the Rutherford County area. Transferred in, averaged 31 points a game as a single A player, All-State. Now he's transferred over to the 2A defending state champs, and they had a 25-5 record last year. He's one of their main players. Also a kid named Roderick Ross, a 6'5" junior, will get a lot of action. When you look at these two teams, Wayne, you say you had a chance to see these guys play. I know I like the Dozier kid over on the Spring Valley side. Great jump shot, great consistent shooter. What do you like about Rutherford and in their matchup tonight?
Well, East Rutherford, I saw them in their first game, and they lost to Rufus King, which is out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And they were down 10-12 most of the game, and it looked like Rufus King could put that game away. But there at the end, they played really good defense, settled down, and made it a 2-point game. And both of these teams, lost their first game, won their next game, so they want to continue to advance to the Consolation Championship. But East Rutherford, what I saw about them is they like to get the ball out and run. They were all fast and quick, very athletic. So I expect them to continue to push the ball against Spring Valley.
Well, we welcome everybody out there on HTC Channel 4 here locally in Horry County, and everybody out there on the World Wide Web at beachballclassic.com. Our fourth day is getting ready to kick off. After this pause, we'll come back with the starting lineups and the tip-off for our first game of the day 4 of the 32nd Annual Beach Ball Classic.
Come have a ball at the VisitMyrtleBeach.com Big South Basketball Tournament March 5th through the 10th in beautiful Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Immerse yourself in the warm, white, sandy beaches. Championship golf, endless cuisine choices, amusements, shopping, world-class shows and amenities. Log on to VisitMyrtleBeach.com now for special accommodation rates, tournament information, and things to see and do on your visit to beautiful Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Johnny Gardner Law.
As a boy, I witnessed what I thought were some injustices, and I thought that a lawyer would be the person to balance the power out and bring some fairness and help people, and that's what I wanted to do. There's no better feeling than the feeling you get when you successfully help somebody that needed it.
Johnny Gardner Law, with offices in Myrtle Beach and Conway. Wherever life takes you, we'll be there.
If you want to go where everybody knows your name, the place is the Coastal Ale House. Our friendly staff will take care of you. The delicious food will more than satisfy, and the good times will keep you coming back. Between the full menu from 11 to 11, daily lunch specials, screens that entertain you, happy hour from 4 to 7, prime ribs Saturday night, and our incredible Sunday brunch, we'll know your name in no time. The Coastal Ale House, located just off Highway 501 between the Quality Inn and the Conway Medical Center.
HTC high-speed internet is fast for my family, and that's good because with 4 of us online at one time, we can't afford to slow down. HTC is a plan that keeps our home connection up to speed, and faster speeds make it even easier to connect to family, friends, business, and entertainment on our tablets, laptops, and smartphones. And that's how HTC connects my home with the things that mean the most.
Get more speed at home for your new tablets with HTC high-speed internet and save.
HTC, this is life. Connect with it.
Back at the Myrtle Beach Convention Center, getting ready to tip it off between East Rutherford and Spring Valley. Heading over to Steve Walsh, our PA announcer for tonight's starting lineups.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back to Lambeau Sports Arena here at the Myrtle Beach Convention Center for Game 20 of the 2012 Beach Ball Classic. Our next game features the visiting East Rutherford Cavaliers from Forest City, North Carolina, and the home team Spring Valley Vikings of Columbia, South Carolina. Our ambassador for the East Rutherford Cavaliers, Steve and Amy Brecky. At this time, let's meet the starters. First, for the visiting Cavaliers under head coach Brad Levine. They come into this afternoon's game with an overall record of 10 wins against 2 losses. At a guard position, a 6'1" junior, number 12, Devontae Boykins. At guard, a 6-foot senior, number 23, T.J. Watkins. At guard, a 6'5" junior, number 30, Roderick Ross. At forward, a 6'5" senior, number 44, Benjamin Beckett. And at forward, a 6'6" junior, number 13, Travis Waldrop Rodriguez. Coach Levine is assisted by Robert Boykins, Stephen Jones, Giorgio Lawrence, and Ramon Camp. And now, for the home team, Spring Valley Vikings, under head coach Perry Dozier. They come into this afternoon's game with an overall record of 9 wins against 4 losses. Their ambassadors are Eddie and Jay Johnson. At a guard position, a 6'1" senior, number 5, Stephen Thomas. At guard, a 6'5" sophomore, number 15, Perry Dozier Jr. At small forward, a 6'3" senior, number 12, Dominique Taylor. At forward, number 32, a 6'2" senior, Jabari Johnson. And at power forward, a 6'6" freshman, number 23, Jordan Bruner.
This East Rutherford team coming in with a 9-2 record so far this year. Brad Levine, the head coach, is a 5-time conference player coach of the year. And as we mentioned 2 years ago in the 2010-2011 season, they had a 25-5 record and won the 2A state championship. 13 state playoff appearances for the Cavaliers.
Lane, 2A in North Carolina, most of the schools are a little bigger than in South Carolina. I think 2A would be almost equivalent to 3A classification here, maybe 1,000 to 1,200 students. Spring Valley, considered one of the largest schools in the state of South Carolina. It's located on the east side of Columbia, probably about 3,000 to 3,200 students.
Lane Harrison, Wayne Gray here at courtside. First night game of the day, televised game of the day, on our 4th day of the Beach Ball Classic. 2 16-minute halves. For those of you who haven't tuned in to our broadcast before, makes a little bit of a change in the substitution patterns, a little more closer to the college atmosphere we have. And obviously when you look out on the floor, you see a lot of college-level talent as Perry Dozier Jr. Takes over at the key. He's going to handle the ball up the top and get it over to Taylor. Taylor drives the left-handed dribble, kicks it off to Thomas. Thomas drives back into the right and gets hung up in the middle by Travis Waldrop Rodriguez. And they're going to call a foul on Rodriguez. First foul of the game.
Cavaliers, East Rutherford opening in a man-to-man. And little weave offensive possession there from Spring Valley.
Coach Levine said defensive pressure is going to be one of the things they're going to hang their hat on with this team. Dozier, long jump shot short from the corner. Cavaliers run down the rebound by Boykins. Boykins gets it ahead to Rodriguez. Rodriguez D'd up nicely by Dominique Taylor at the top of the key, and they're going to call a 5-second call on the nice defense by Taylor.
Well, Spring Valley in their man-to-man. Dozier, as you saw on that out-of-bounds play that was set for him in the corner, he took 17 shots in their last game. And as you described, he's having to play point guard, but he's also having to score for the Vikings. These teams look very evenly matched when we look at them here on the floor.
Size-wise, physically, and athletically, looks like. Down in the post, the 32, Jabari Johnson, kicks it back out to Thomas. Taylor's going to take the long jump shot. It's off the rim, no good. No score still here from the Beach Ball Classic. Boykins drives it in, takes a jump shot from the top of the key. Devontae Boykins for three. Devontae's older brother, DeVinci, is now playing at Marshall. He's a freshman guard at Marshall. And Boykins is was All-State last year in the state of South Carolina as a sophomore. He's also coming off ACL surgery this summer.
Just a defensive mistake there on that possession by the Vikings. They rotated, but nobody rotated to the shooter, and they found him at the top of the key, and he nailed down that open jump shot.
East Rutherford up 3-0 over Spring Valley. Lane Harris and Wayne Gray bringing you action here at the 32nd Annual Beach Ball Classic inside the Lambeau Schwartz Arena at the Myrtle Beach Convention Center. America's best holiday high school basketball tournament. Cavaliers running their offense, kicking it around the perimeter. Good pressure by Spring Valley. The jumper by Rodriguez off the back of the rim. Rebounds run down by Benjamin Beckett. Spring Valley controls. Dozier ahead to Taylor. Up off the backboard, no good, but he's going to be fouled by number 30, Roderick Ross, the 6'5 junior.
Taylor does a good job of recognizing that he's got a little pressure from behind him, so he gets in front of him. But by doing that, he really doesn't have a good angle to attempt to make the layup, so he's be going to the free throw line for two.
According to head coach Perry Dozier, Dominique Taylor's a pretty dadgum good wide receiver. May even get some football scholarships in the area versus Wheeler, as you said. There's a good look at Coach Perry Dozier. His brother Terry were twins that played back at South Carolina, and both from Dunbar High School.
And both remain in Columbia. And the interesting thing, Spring Valley's been well known for its girls basketball program. And Xavier McDaniel's daughter played there at Spring Valley. She's now at University of North Carolina, and his brother Perry's daughter is at University of South Carolina.
And Jordan Brunner, number 23 out there on the floor for the Vikings, his sister Ashley plays on that same ladies basketball team with Khadijah Sessions, a Myrtle Beach native. She's a freshman also on that team. 3-1 after the single free throw by Dominique Taylor. Good defense by Spring Valley. They force another turnover. Taylor comes down. He's got Dozier on one wing. Little hook back pass and lays it up left-handed off the glass and good.
Great pressure defensively by Spring Valley. They're picking up half-court man-to-man. Very athletic there. They just able to get in the passing lane, and smart offensive fast break there by Taylor.
Boykins comes across the half-court line with a left-handed dribble. Gets it over to Benjamin Beckett, a late starter. They scratched Jarvis Hopper, who has a groin. He's a little questionable with his groin injury. Also, Beckett gives him a little more height inside. Good defense. 32 falls to the ground. That's Jabari Johnson. They're going to call an offensive foul on Roderick Ross. I think Johnson did a pretty good job of selling that one.
Well, he did, but that was a good call. Johnson was in good position, and what the offensive player did was just kind of push off. Ref didn't see that until after he was falling, but that was a good defensive possession there and good call by the referee.
Second foul on Ross is going to send him to the bench, and they're going to bring in number 20, Donald Wilkins. There's a good look at Coach Brad Levine in his 17th year, 5-time Conference Coach of the Year up at Forest City, North Carolina, where they come from. He's really having a good time down here. He has connections with Mayor John Rhodes, ex-head football coach David Bennett of Coastal Carolina University, and he really enjoying his time down here with his young men. Dozier at the top of the key. Kicks it over to Brunner, back to Dozier. His long jump shot's off the back of the rim, no good. Dozier jacked up 18 shots in their first-round loss against Wheeler. He and Dominique Taylor are going to be the guys that their offense really moves around. Dozier's going to get called for the hack as he reaches in behind and knocks the ball out of Boykins' hands. That's going to be the first on Dozier. 3-3 our score here. 12:54 to go in the first half.
After that foul, both Dozier, the son, and the father looked at the ref and said, looked like he just knocked the ball loose, but Looks like they're
Wilkins inbounds, gets the return pass, and knocks down a three. Donald Wilkins.
Set play off a sideline out of bounds. They get the ball to the corner. Most of the times you forget about the guy that's inbounding the ball. He steps in and takes a three.
I tell you what, Perry Dozier Jr., only a sophomore. This kid at 6'5" is going to make somebody a pretty good point guard. Nice rebound follow-up by Brunner. Puts Spring Valley up 7-6. I'll make it 5-6, excuse me. Steve Thomas in defense against Devontae Boykinson right here in front of our broadcast position. They turn Thomas, get it over to Waldrop Rodriguez. His jump shot is no good. Ball's on the floor, loose ball. Number 20 sitting on it. They can't find the ball. And 23, Brunner, rips it out of there. Gets it to Dozier, and he's going to get knocked from behind, and Donald Wilkins will pick up the foul as he knocked the ball away from Perry Dozier Jr. from behind.
Well, the ref's calling it a little tight. If there's a little bit of a reach and you're going to knock that ball, they're going to probably call the reaching foul on you there.
Kenneth Leggett, 5'7" sophomore, will come in, replacing Stephen Thomas at the point guard position. Actually, I shouldn't say the point guard. Usually, time the smallest guy on the floor is usually the point guard, but with Perry Dozier Jr., he's going to do most of the ball handling. Let's see if they bring
Hopper, who comes in for East Rutherford, that normally is in the starting lineup but didn't start. You said he has a little bit of a.
Yep. Questionable. Nice drive to the hole by Dominique Taylor as he drives in, draws contact. I think he drew that contact against number 41 or 44, Benjamin Beckett. He's going to pick up a call, and we're going to go to a media timeout. 11:52 to go in the first half. Spring Valley looking to add to their 7-6 lead with Dominique Taylor at the free throw line. Back with more Beach Ball Classic right after these words.
Come have a ball at the VisitMyrtleBeach.com Big South Basketball Tournament March 5th through the 10th in beautiful Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Immerse yourself in the warm, white, sandy beaches. Championship golf, endless cuisine choices, amusements, shopping, world-class shows and amenities. Log on to VisitMyrtleBeach.com now for special accommodation rates, tournament information, and things to see and do on your visit to beautiful Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
HTC high-speed internet is fast for my family, and that's good because with 4 of us online at one time, we can't afford to slow down. HTC is a plan that keeps our home connection up to speed, and faster speeds make it even easier to connect to family, friends, business, and entertainment on our tablets, laptops, and smartphones. And that's how HTC connects my home with the things that mean the most.
Get more speed at home for your new tablets with HTC high-speed internet and save.
HTC, this is life. Connect with it.
Lane Harris and Wayne Gray back courtside here at the 32nd Annual Beach Ball Classic inside the Lambeau Schwartz Arena, the Myrtle Beach Convention Center. Glad you're tuned in with us here on HTC Channel 4 across Horry County, and also beachballclassic.com. A lot of folks up in Forest City, North Carolina listening to us tonight. They want to give a New Year welcome and a happy holiday welcome to everybody up in Forest City tuned in to see their Cavaliers slug it out here with the Vikings. The free throw by Dominique Taylor's good. That gives Spring Valley its largest lead of the game, 8-6. Pressure picked up by the Vikings.
A little half-court pressure here, a 1-2-2. Look for them to trap. As soon as the ball gets across half-court, Rutherford does a good job of avoiding the trap. But there it is in the corner.
Knock it down in the corner to Hopper. He comes back up top to Waldrop Rodriguez, and he cannot find the basket. They get it back down low again to Hopper, and he decides against the shot. Into the high post to Beckett. He kicks it over to Watkins.
Little 2-3 zone here. Almost a matchup, and they're going to look to trap the ball in the corner.
Waldrop Rodriguez with a nice little spin move. Finally gets one to fall. First points of the night for Travis Waldrop Rodriguez. 8-8, we're tied.
Rodriguez.
Taylor with a good touch inside. Coming out on a break is Wilkins. Nice little spin move, but can't finish at the top of the rim. Runs the rebound down. Knocks it over to Watkins. His three is off the back of the rim. No good. Fight for the rebound. It's brought down by Leggett. He's going to bring the Vikings the other way with a left-handed dribble. All the way into the corner to Taylor. Back out front to Brunner. His long jump shot in and out. No good. Crashing the boards. Benjamin Beckett goes in there. They're actually going to call a foul. Is that on Dominique Taylor? Number 21, Jamel Tabern, who's just new into the game.
little hectic there last several possessions, moving the ball quickly. Probably both teams taking a little quick shots. They were open, but just too quick. Work the ball a little better, and you'll get a better shot. Here's Spring Valley staying with the trap.
Perry Dozier knocked the ball away, freed it up, came over and double teamed right in front of us here. Drew the jump ball. It's going to be maintained by the Cavaliers, only alternating possession. 10:28 to go in the first half. Tied at 8.
And Spring Valley's going to stay with it. So a 1-3-1, half-court trap. At times looks like a 2-3 matchup. Again, when the ball is in the corner, look for a trap.
Long jump shot from the corner is good. Knocked down by Jarvis Harper, who had a groin injury coming into this game, averaging 10 points and 8 rebounds a game. Knocks down a big 3.
Very good patience there by East Rutherford, finding the open shooter in the corner.
Taylor goes up to the rim. They're going to call another foul on 21, Jamil Taborn. They get him for his second foul and his many trips down the court. I really like Dominique Taylor. He has a good left-handed touch up around the rim. He's getting to the basket, creating his own shot, but not quite able to finish here.
Against this zone, what you want to do is get the ball in the middle of the floor, turn and face the basket. Oftentimes you can go to then the opposite side. With good patience here by the Cavaliers.
Boykins comes back out top, gets it over to Waldrop Rodriguez. Moves it around to Horn to Hopper. Hopper goes down in the corner where he gets double teamed immediately. They're going to say he knocked the ball out. Spring Valley knocked the ball out of bounds.
Well, for you young basketball fans, when you're against a 1-3-1 half-court trap and you dribble baseline and when you look to turn, they're coming to trap you, and that's what happened there. It's fortunate there that didn't lead to a turnover.
Leggett comes back in for Taborn for Coach Perry Dozier and the Vikings. 9.5 minutes to go in the first half. Cavaliers trying to figure out this Vikings half-court trap. They've got Waldrop Rodriguez in the middle, but they can't get the ball to him. They kick it back over to Boykins. He fakes a jump shot, double clutches in the middle of the lane, and taps in his own miss. Almost tapped it in, but missed it. Dozier comes out with Leggett. Leggett's going to behind the back pass to Dozier. He's going to follow it and finish.
Good fast break there. What Dozier did was he advanced the ball up the floor, allowed the defense to then collapse on that offensive player, and they come right back to him for an easy layup.
Waldrop Rodriguez with a baseline jump shot. He's going to get fouled by Leggett on the play. First foul on Leggett. Leggett, according to Coach Perry Dozier, 5'7" sophomore, 4.5 GPA. He's really proud of some of his students that are doing very good in school. Getting ready to come into the game, Jalon Williams, a 6'4" sophomore for head coach Perry Dozier. As Waldrop Rodriguez knocks in his third point of the game. Also number 23, TJ Watkins, who started. He's an all-state, a very good athlete, quarterback on the football team, looking at App State as a possible place he may go play for a new head coach, Scott Satterfield. Waldrop Rodriguez knocks down the second.
East Rutherford just staying in a little three-quarters man-to-man, putting a little pressure on the ball.
Thomas with a left-handed dribble, right-handed dribble, moves into the lane, tries to find Williams, and he can't handle it. They get it off, and here come the Cavaliers. Wilkins bounces it over to Watkins, down in the corner to Hopper. He drives, offensive foul. Good position that time. Number 21, Jamil Taborn, comes over, the senior, gets him good position to draw the charge on Hopper.
Good penetration in the gaps against that zone pressure. But it's just he takes it all the way to the basket. What you want to do is come to that jump stop and go straight up. Defender does a good job of getting good position. And then they call him for a little legal screen. Is
that on Taborn again?
That is on Taborn.
That's going to be his third foul.
Third foul in a quick 2 or 3 minutes, and obviously he's going to go to the bench.
Jabari Johnson, the 6'2" senior, will come in replacing him, and he's getting coached up over there on the sidelines about his position as he was coming up to set that pick for the guard, Kenneth Leggett. As it is, Devontae Boykins against Leggett across the mid-stripe. He beats the double team, goes down the middle of the lane. They're going to blocking foul, as that time Chris Adams, who just came into the game, or excuse me, is that 34 or 24?
I think that's going to be on number 24.
Yeah, Chris Adams, who's the three-point specialist for head coach Perry Dozier. We'll probably see him Sunday in the three-point competition. He draws a blocking foul on Devontae Boykins. As we mentioned, ACL surgery back in June. This young man's really coming off a pretty bad knee injury. He was All-State last year as a sophomore for head coach Brad Levine, 6'1" junior. Still a lot of basketball, a lot of basketball to play. Missed the first free throw. East Rutherford up 13-10. Boykins knocks down the second to push the lead up to 4. Halfway through the first half. Here at the Lambeau Schwartz Arena inside the Myrtle Beach Convention Center. Lane Harrison, Wayne Gray, glad you're with us here. So East Rutherford and Spring Valley go head to head. Perry Dozier with a left-hand dribble, pulls up, nice little jump shot there for 3. Perry Dozier.
Well, it's great to have that kind of athletic ability, that kind of player who can handle the ball, and when things fail, he's just able to pull up and hit a nice jump shot.
Boykins guarded by Dozier. A lot of hands used by Dozier. Trying to draw the charge is Williams. The layup by Boykins is no good. Here comes Dozier. Gets it over on the break. Up and in for
Excellent
Taylor.
Fast break.
Beautiful pass.
Dozier is pointing things out as he's running the fast break. Makes one pass, defensive collapse, and they find the other offensive player coming down the sideline for an easy layup.
And they find Dominique Taylor, and he doesn't even take the time to put the ball on the floor. He catches it in midair, literally jumped before that. He knew that pass was coming, jumped in midair, took the pass in, and laid it in for 2 points. And that puts Spring Valley up 15-14 here in the first half.
Well, as we commented earlier, both of these teams look very similar. I mean, their size, athletically, long and lean, can run the floor. So this is going to be a great ball game.
Dominique Taylor leading the way for the Spring Valley Vikings with 7 points. Perry Dozier Jr. right behind him with 5. Jordan Brunner nailed a 3 earlier tonight for his 3 points, and that pretty much matches up the whole total for the Vikings. Over on the Cavaliers side of the ball, Devontae Boykins with 4. Waldrop Rodriguez with 4. Donald Watkins and Jarvis Hopper both with 3 after hitting 2 3-point buckets in the first half. And that's where we stand here. 15-14, Spring Valley over East Rutherford.
East Rutherford just shooting 33% from the floor. Fortunate with that kind of shooting, only down 1.
Yeah, out of that trap now, back to a man-to-man. Long jump shot out on the wing, nailed by number 20, Donald Wilkins. Normally one of the better defenders on this team. He's found a way to get his shot going tonight. East Rutherford up by 2, 17-15. Dozier Jr. elevates. That's going to be off to the left. Rebound taken down by Hopper. He gets it ahead to Boykins. Boykins is guarded by Chris Adams.
I tell you, he looks good for just having ACL surgery in June. I mean,
Coach Levine said he only played a few minutes in the first 3 games they had this year as Waldrop Rodriguez rolls down the lane to roll in his 7th point of the night.
Rodriguez, the leading scorer for East Rutherford.
They catch the Cavaliers defense napping in 32. Jabari Johnson gets an easy one inside. Boykins penetrates, kicks it out to Watkins. He gets it over to Waldrop Rodriguez, and they're going to call a foul on Perry Dozier Jr. That's going to be his 2nd. He may have to have a seat over on the bench with his dad for a little while here with 6:09 to go in the first half. East Rutherford up 2 points.
Well, he's questioning the ref, but it definitely was a foul, just reaching in, and you said he picks up his 2nd, and Dad says, we got to come sit down on the sidelines. Can't afford you to have 3 in the first half.
It's a good look at Coach Brad Levine. He was talking very highly of this young man at the free throw line right there. Travis Waldrop Rodriguez, Army, Princeton, Davidson, all looking at this young man. Very high GPA, very high basketball IQ. And as we mentioned, he was a single-A All-Stater last year at Thomas Jefferson High School, averaging 31 points a game. Transferred over to East Rutherford, and I'm sure Brad Levine is very happy with that. Misses the 2nd free throw. East Rutherford up by 3, 20-17. They get it down court quickly to Johnson. His nice little mini hook shot goes in and good. Spring Valley back within 1, 20-19.
Jabari Johnson, not a real scorer for this team, but they do a good job of on the fast break transition after the missed free throw of getting the ball to him down in the block.
Boykins comes across, faces a double team, and it splits up. Beckett gets it over to Beckett. Beckett kicks it over to Watkins. Watkins drives with the right-hand dribble, elevates at the top of the key, and nails a jump shot. T.J. Watkins, averaging 8 points, 6 assists, and 5 steals a game. Knocks down his first jump shot of the night.
Well, the way he can jump, he can just elevate over most of the defenders, and there he showed. He just gets up over top of him, and Rutherford staying an old man-to-man.
Stephen Thomas Kicks it over to Adams. His jump shot's no good. Almost lost over the back line, but controlled in the hands of Rodriguez, who gets it to Boykins. Kicks it over in the corner for a wide open jump shot, but before that shot can go, they're going to call a charge on Rodriguez. Chris Adams,
on
the junior, jumped in front of him.
Yeah, Boykins does a good job, but what you really want to do, just go ahead and stop. If you know you're going to the corner, because he saw his teammate over in the corner open for a jump shot, just come to the jump stop. Instead, he delivers the ball and keeps running and just runs right into the defender. So great anticipation there by the Spring Valley defender.
22-19, East Rutherford over to Spring Valley.
They're gonna drop into a 2-3 zone. They're gonna make them shoot the ball as opposed to using their athletic ability to get to the basket.
Stephen Thomas's pass goes way over the head of Leggett. Now what you've got now is Perry Dozier Jr. out of the game. Stephen Thomas and Leggett now become your backcourt.
And you lose your best outside shooter and scorer.
Yeah. And if that pass is going to a 6'5 Dozier, he can catch it, but 5'7 Leggett, it goes way over his head. Foul up here in the front court as they pick up Stephen Thomas with the foul. And that's going to send junior guard Devontae Boykins to the free throw line for 1 and 1.
Good call there by the referee. Number 5, Stephen Thomas, a great athlete. He just gets up on him too hard and pushes. And you know, his hand check is so strong that he gains an advantage. That's what creates the foul.
John Miller, the junior guard, is going to come in replacing Stephen Thomas. He'll have a seat over the bench with Perry Dozier Jr. Leggett's 1 and 1 is no good. East Rutherford had a chance to push their lead up to 5 points with a couple of free throws there. Dominique Taylor with the high dribble coming across half court, gets it over to Miller. Miller and Leggett now forming the front, the back court. They're going to call a foul in air on Donald Wilkins as he reaches in behind Leggett to try to knock the ball out of his hands. That's going to send 5'7 sophomore guard Kenneth Leggett to the free throw line for 1 and 1. 8th team foul. Our officials for tonight's game: Jake Rozick, Alan DeLuca, Bobby Hip. Officials do a great job here at the Beach Ball Classic. You know, you got 7, 8 games a day, so you're basically talking about as many as 24 officials that will come in and out of the Myrtle Beach Convention Center to call the games here. All those guys, we get a chance to actually develop a relationship with these guys, talking about them between the games.
And they travel from all parts of the state, and they enjoy coming down here for the week and getting to see some of the best high school basketball in the country.
Leggett gets one free throw. The air ball is corralled in by Benjamin Beckett, and he knocks it down for 2 points to put Rutherford up by 4. Miller back out front to Leggett. They try to set the defense. Looks like a little 1-3-1 almost.
Yeah, a little 2-3.
Taylor tries to dribble in the middle and gets it knocked away, but maintains possession. Scoots it over to Leggett. Leggett back to Miller.
They're going to advance out to about the 3-point line. They're going to
Taylor with a nice three-pointer.
Man, he's a nice basketball player. You see him do a lot of things. He rebounds. There he's able to hit an open jump shot, and there he knocks the ball out of bounds. So
Wilkins drives baseline, tries to get it over to the sideline. Coming into the game for the Vikings, Perry Dozier's going to get a chance to come back in. Before that, we'll take a media timeout here from the Myrtle Beach Convention Center. East Rutherford 24, Spring Valley 23. Got a tight one going on here. Come back right after these words.
HTC high-speed internet is fast for my family, and that's good because with 4 of us online at one time, we can't afford to slow down. HTC is a plan that keeps our home connection up to speed, and faster speeds make it even easier to connect to family, friends, business, and entertainment on our tablets, laptops, and smartphones. And that's how HTC connects my home with the things that mean the most.
Get more speed at home for your new tablets with HTC high-speed internet and save.
HTC, this is life. Connect with it.
Come have a ball at the VisitMyrtleBeach.com Big South Basketball Tournament March 5th through the 10th in beautiful Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Immerse yourself in the warm, white, sandy beaches. Championship golf, endless cuisine choices, amusements, shopping, world-class shows and amenities. Log on to VisitMyrtleBeach.com now for special accommodation rates, tournament information, and things to see and do on your visit to beautiful Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Welcome back to the finest holiday high school basketball tournament in the nation, the Beach Ball Classic, in our 32nd year of this tournament. Welcome to the Lambeau Schwartz Arena at the Myrtle Beach Convention Center. 24-23, East Rutherford over Spring Valley. Lane Harrison, Wayne
years.
Gray.
That's pretty impressive.
It is. It is. You know, who'd have thunk it? You know, you started off in Coastal Carolina University, Wendell Alexis, and Christ the King won the initial championship back in 1981, and Moved it over to Socastee High School, where it called itself home for, I guess, about 15 years there.
About 10 years.
About 10 years?
From 82 to 93. In 93, the Myrtle Beach, the city of Myrtle Beach expanded the convention center, and Lambeau Schwartz, who this exhibit hall is named after, was a referee in the ACC and was instrumental in helping the city expand this, and was a part of the Beach Ball Classic from its formation. And that's when the Beach Ball Classic came here and expanded to 16 teams.
Dozier and Jabari Johnson get back into the game for head coach Perry Dozier. Also in there, I think we've got another big guy, number 23, Jordan Brunner.
Kenneth Leggett.
Leggett knocks down a 3 to put Spring Valley back on top by 2, 26-24. Seesaw battle going on here at the Beach Ball Classic.
Now Spring Valley falls back into a 2-3. They were a half-court trap. Now just 2-3, they're going to force Rutherford to take some outside jump shots.
Dominique Taylor, leading scorer in the game for Spring Valley with 10 points. Waldrop Rodriguez with a long jump shot has not been able to find his range from the outside. Taylor rips down the rebound, gets it ahead to Dozier Jr. He shakes and bakes, loses the ball out front to Brunner. Brunner kicks it over to Leggett, who drives baseline and decides better against it and pulls it back out top for Jr. Taylor's got it in the corner. He'll launch a 3. Front rim, no good. Dozier's going to pick up the garbage and put it in and put Spring Valley up by 4.
Well, good players just know where to be, and that's where Dozier, he recognizes that there's a shot. He goes for the offensive rebound. Leggett's getting back on defense. He just picks it up and quickly puts it back in the hole for an easy layup.
Boykins gets it over to number 30. Roderick Ross, the 6'5 junior, elevates and knocks down a 3 to cut it to a 1-point game. Leggett inside quickly. The Cavalier defense didn't react. Rebound by Waldrop Rodriguez, and here come the Cavaliers. A couple of times down court, the Cavaliers have been taken advantage of inside by the Vikings, but Vikings have not been able to finish either shot. Ross says, I'll try another 3, and knocks it down.
2
back
in a
to
row,
back.
You better get out on Ross. Not somebody that has scored a lot of points for this East Rutherford team, but that zone defense has given him the outside jump shot.
Leggett throws it into Taylor, and it's blocked by Wilkins. Actually, excuse me, that was Ross with the block. Ross averaging about 12 points and 8 rebounds a game, but you can tell those last 2 jump shots right here in front of our broadcast position, he looked very confident. Spring Valley, once up by 4, 6 straight points by Ross, has them with a 2-point lead. The Vikings set it up against the 3-2 pressure. Dozier with a nice inside pass, knocked away from Brunner, and here come the Cavaliers. Same spot, same shot, same result.
3 in a row from this right wing. He's backing it out a little further. He's feeling it. He said, Coach, give it to me against this 2-3 zone.
What was a 28-24 lead for Spring Valley has been shot holes with it. Shooting Roderick Ross 3 straight threes. Another beautiful baseline pass by Dozier, and he finishes inside. Beautiful move by Jabari Johnson. He'll go to the free throw line for 1.
Well, Dozier saw that happening as he's catching the ball. They're leaking out on him and on the wing. The guy from the corner splashing to the basket, makes a kind of a no-look pass. You're right, Lane. There's going to be some good things from this sophomore in years to come for Spring Valley.
Johnson's free throw is no good. 6'2 senior. Can't knock it down. East Rutherford holds on to a 3-point lead, 33-30. We're at a minute to go here in the first half. Lane Harris and Wayne Gray bringing you the action from the 32nd Annual Beach Ball Classic. Glad you're with us on HTC Channel 4 or beachballclassic.com. And right before that ball went out of bounds, timeout was called by Brad Levine, the head coach of the Rutherford Cavaliers.
Fortunately, he was able to get that timeout. His offensive player wasn't ready for the ball, but 56 seconds to go here in the first half.
East Rutherford got to this game in the consolation bracket, lost the opening round game to Rufus King, a 51-48 game, then bounced back the next night. And although they only shot 34% for the game, beat a St. James team 49-44, and that puts them where they are now. Spring Valley, on the other hand, a tough matchup in that opening round against Wheeler. Spring Valley only shot 32% for the game and lost 71-50. And they turn around the next night and put a beat down on Socastee by 27 points, 75-48. And the winner of this game will move on and advance to the consolations finals, playing for a 5th place. I think a 5th place berth is about as high as either of these teams can finish. 56 seconds to go here in the first half. Glad you're with us out there. Appreciate you tuning in on beachballclassic.com.
Well, it's great exposure that these teams get. when they come to the Beach Ball Classic. And when you're not as highly touted, if you will, as some of the other teams, you want to come here and compete, and play hard. And what most of these coaches want to do out of anything is let's get ready for our region play, because most of these teams, when they get back home, get back in school, they're going to go right into region play. And so this is good competition to get you ready for what you'll see back at your home and competing against your rivalries and teams in your region.
And just about any level of athletics, the only way you can get better is to play against people who are better than you. And that's what that was kind of the brainchild of this whole thing when Dan D'Antoni got this concept back in the early 80s and started this concept. Wanted his players to play against better competition to make them a better team. And Dan D'Antoni now sitting beside his brother Mike D'Antoni on the bench of the Los Angeles Lakers. He knows a thing or two about basketball. We'll give him that.
I believe he knows a little bit. And he was a fine basketball player in the state of West Virginia and at Marshall. Yep. And that's where his younger brother Mike played. And I think both of them, I know Mike's in the Marshall Hall of Fame. I think Dan may be as well.
And I know their dad is too. Dad was a high school coaching legend up there in Mullins, West Virginia. 1-and-1 free throw, rolls around the rim and rolls in for Devontae Boykins.
Boykins, just a junior, as you said, coming off that ACL surgery this past summer.
And again, his brother DeVinci plays guard at Marshall. We're just talking about Marshall.
Yep.
And every time you say Marshall over here on Press Row, Alan Smothers gets off and jacked up.
Well, I thought he was a North Carolina State fan. I mean, you know,
he's a Marshall guy too.
Oh, okay, he's a Marshall guy too.
Knocked out of bounds. Good defensive play over there by Roderick Ross, who's been spending most of this first half knocking down threes. See a good defensive hustle play, and he's going to take a seat over on Brad Levine's bench. They're bringing in number 22, C.J. Norman. He's a 6-foot senior. Again, about a 1-3-1 zone, forcing the Vikings outside. Perry Dozier Jr. back out top to Steve Thomas, who's come back into the game. Leggett's had some good minutes here in this first half. Passes it back off to Dozier. In and out of the hands of Dozier. Brunner at the high post can't get the pass. They kick it back out top to Thomas. He and Leggett trying to get into this 1-3-1 zone. Good defense by the Cavaliers.
Good defense, but good patience by Spring Valley. I mean, you're down 4. You're in the first half. No reason to rush anything. Might as well just hold it and take the last shot.
Let's see if they set something up for Dozier Jr. here in the corner. Taylor not in the game. He's had knocked down a couple of threes in this ball game. There's Dozier.
And I tell you, whenever Dozier gets the ball, coach is over there. Hey, here he is. And
long desperation shot, no good. And that's where we're going to end the first half. East Rutherford Cavaliers out of Forest City, North Carolina, 34. Spring Valley 30 at halftime. Take a break here. Wayne Gray and I will be back with some halftime stats and second half action here on the Beach Ball Classic Television Network.
The fun in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina always begins at the beach. 60 miles of picture-perfect coastline provide the perfect opportunity to get outside and enjoy the area's #1 attraction absolutely free. Start here to begin your affordable vacation getaway. Earning several honors, including the world's best beach by Yahoo Travel and top family destination by Ask.com, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina is renowned for much more than its shoreline. World-class entertainment, endless shopping opportunities, award-winning dining, championship golf, spectacular spas, and family-friendly affordability are never far when visiting the Grand Strand. Spend the day checking out the brand new boardwalk, voted 3rd best boardwalk in the nation by National Geographic. And when the sun goes down, the lights come up in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Host to a vibrant social scene and entertainment options that just don't stop, you can begin a fun night out sampling cosmopolitan cuisine from one of the area's esteemed restaurants, or take your pick from a variety of live action-packed shows showing nightly. If you're longing for a little more peace and quiet where life moves a little slower, check out the distinctly southern moss-draped oak trees at Brook Green Gardens, a National Historic Landmark, or savor locally caught seafood in Carolina Lowcountry cuisine along the Murrells Inlet Marsh Walk. Family-friendly events like the annual Sun Fun Festival, Beach Boogie and Barbecue Festival, a Memorial Day weekend celebration are always sure to impress, providing another free way to enjoy the South Carolina sunshine. And popular water parks, oceanfront amusement parks, and outdoor entertainment complexes keep families coming back year after year. No matter the tempo of your vacation, the Myrtle Beach area has something to offer everyone. combining rich Southern heritage with modern-day appeal to deliver memorable family moments sure to last a lifetime. Visit Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and experience so much more for so much less.
HTC high-speed internet is fast for my family, and that's good because with 4 of us online at one time, we can't afford to slow down. HTC is a plan that keeps our home connection up to speed, and faster speeds make it even easier to connect to family, friends, business, and entertainment on our tablets, laptops, and smartphones. And that's how HTC connects my home with the things that mean the most.
Get more speed at home for your new tablets with HTC high-speed internet and save.
HTC, this is life. Connect with it.
Come have a ball at the VisitMyrtleBeach.com Big South Basketball Tournament March 5th through the 10th in beautiful Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Immerse yourself in the warm, white, sandy beaches. Championship golf, endless cuisine choices, amusements, shopping, world-class shows and amenities. Log on to VisitMyrtleBeach.com now for special accommodation rates, tournament information, and things to see and do on your visit to beautiful Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Keeping everybody entertained here, keeping the basketball juices flowing here from the Lambeau Schwartz Arena inside the Myrtle Beach Convention Center. Halftime score, East Rutherford out of Forest City, North Carolina, 34. Spring Valley out of Columbia, South Carolina, 30. And when we look at these first half stats, leading scorers for Spring Valley, Dominique Taylor leads the way with 10 points. Perry Dozier, Jr., only 3 of 6 shooting, having a hard time getting off his shot, but he does have 7 points. Jabari Johnson with 6 points. Not a lot of rebound, only 13 rebounds in the first half for Spring Valley. Looking over at their East Rutherford lineup, pretty balanced scoring over there. Wadrip Rodriguez with 7 points. Roderick Ross with 3 straight three-point attempts to take a 4-point Vikings lead and turn it into a 6-point Cavalier lead. He leads the way with 9 points. Donald Watkins also with 6 in the first half. Devontae Boykins with 5 points and 3 assists. Both these teams shooting about 50%, as we talked about. Very similar styles, physically, athletically, and you're seeing kind of a mirror image of two teams on the court.
Well,
today.
very evenly matched, and that's showing itself on the statistical report. As you said, East Rutherford shooting 52%, Spring Valley shooting 48%. It's going to be a barn burner here in the second half.
Myrtle Beach Rec Department has some great basketball teams, and we got the Jazz and the Kings going at each other out on the court right now. These look like, I don't know, maybe 12 to 13-year-old kids.
I think this is 11 and 12-year-old leading lane.
Yep.
And they've been practicing for probably about a month. And when they get back to school, the regular season for the recreation department picks up. There's basketball for ages from age 4 to age 14.
Coaches out here leading them up and down the court. Look at this first half in the game between East Rutherford and Spring Valley. You know, the shot selection you're seeing here is very even. The shooting percentages are very even. And one of the things I think is probably the difference in this ball game is Roderick Ross getting hot from three-point land.
Well, they were down. He hits 3 right in front of us from the right side, 3 in a row to get 9 points. And when that happened, both the teams were playing man-to-man, and then they went to a zone 2-3 the last few minutes of the first half. And Ross took advantage of those opportunities.
Yeah, foul trouble. You got Jamil Taborn, who came off the bench for head coach Perry Dozier. He's got 3 fouls. Perry Dozier Jr. has 2 fouls. Stephen Thomas has 2 fouls. Over for the Cavaliers, you've got Roderick Ross, Donald Wilkins, and Jarvis Hopper with 2 fouls apiece. T.J. Watkins with a great floor game, only 2 points, but 5 rebounds and a couple of steals for the Cavaliers. Well, as the Kings and Jazz mix it up here on the court, we'll take a break here from the Myrtle Beach Convention Center. Be back with second half action here at the 32nd Annual Beach Ball Classic. East Rutherford and Spring Valley, 34-30. Cavaliers up by 4. Be right back.
Come have a ball at the VisitMyrtleBeach.com Big South Basketball Tournament March 5th through the 10th in beautiful Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Immerse yourself in the warm, white, sandy beaches. Championship golf, endless cuisine choices, amusements, shopping, world-class shows and amenities. Log on to VisitMyrtleBeach.com now for special accommodation rates, tournament information, and things to see and do on your visit to beautiful Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Johnny Gardner Law.
As a boy, I witnessed what I thought were some injustices, and I thought that a lawyer would be the person to balance the power out and bring some fairness and help people, and that's what I wanted to do. There's no better feeling than the feeling you get when you successfully help somebody that needed it.
Johnny Gardner Law, with offices in Myrtle Beach and Conway. Wherever life takes you, we'll be there.
If you want to go where everybody knows your name, the place is the Coastal Ale House. Our friendly staff will take care of you. The delicious food will more than satisfy, and the good times will keep you coming back. Between the full menu from 11 to 11, daily lunch specials, screens that entertain you, happy hour from 4 to 7, prime rib Saturday night, and our incredible Sunday brunch, we'll know your name in no time. The Coastal Ale House, located just off Highway 501 between the Quality Inn and the Conway Medical Center.
HTC high-speed internet is fast for my family, and that's good because with 4 of us online at one time, we can't afford to slow down. HTC is a plan that keeps our home connection up to speed, and faster speeds make it even easier to connect to family, friends, business, and entertainment on our tablets, laptops, and smartphones. And that's how HTC connects my home with the things that mean the most.
Get more speed at home for your new tablets with HTC high-speed internet and save.
HTC, this is life. Connect with it.
Back at the Myrtle Beach Convention Center inside the Lambeau Schwartz Arena, the 32nd annual Beach Ball Classic, country's finest holiday basketball tournament. We're kind of proud of it too. We've been affiliated with it for many years here along the Myrtle Beach area. Kind of the place to be seen and see everybody else when you come through the holiday season here in Myrtle Beach. Wayne, as we look forward, as we get ready for the second half of this ball game, let's look ahead a little bit later tonight for the championship finals. That'll be setting up here at 7 o'clock. And 8:45 at 7 o'clock, we got Bishop O'Connell, head coached by Joe Wooten, son of Morgan Wooten, against Hudson Catholic out of New Jersey in the 7 o'clock game. And then at 8:45, Scott County, Billy Hicks and his squad coming in. They're kind of the surprise team of this tournament, I think, so far, up against a very powerful Whitney Young team ranked number 4 in the country.
Well, Scott County has been here several times, and everyone knows how well coached they are by Billy Hicks, and those teams are very fundamentally sound and true to form this year, and that's what's been able to lead them to 2 victories thus far as they go into the game tonight. But they're going to need to be a lot more than just fundamentally sound against Whitney Young, which is not only fundamentally sound but an extremely talented athletic team. But that's going to be a nice matchup. I'm sure Coach Hicks, he always likes to challenge his team, and there's another example of coming to get challenged before we go back home and region play. Bishop O'Connell, legendary son of legendary coach Morgan Wooten, Joe Wooten, always does a great job. They've got Junior Etal, I believe is his name. He's a senior. A lot of folks in here yesterday looking at him, not committed, Clemson, University of Miami, so that's going to be a good matchup between those 2 teams.
We do a little name dropping. Brad Bonnell was in town. Here. We've seen Jamie Cashmark from up at UNC Wilmington, a former Coastal Carolina assistant, so he always knows he can come down here and do a lot of scouting in a little amount of time and get back on the golf, play a little beach as well, as all these coaches know. Okay, so ready for second half action. Again, 2 16-minute halves. We're underway here in the second half. East Rutherford up 34-30. Lane Harrison, Wayne Gray, proud to bring you the action from the 32nd annual Beach Ball Classic. Strong left hand by Dominique Taylor, takes it right to the rack.
And both teams go back. Well, they're on that defense possession. Rutherford goes back to his man-to-man, and Devontae Taylor, Dominique Taylor, he just takes that strong to the left. And again, he's going to be a factor for this team here in the second half. They're going to certainly key on Dozier.
Taylor's 12th point. He leads all scorers on the field tonight, on the floor tonight, as Dominique Taylor, Waldrop Rodriguez goes baseline. He's going to get pushed out of bounds. And they called a foul that time on Jabari Johnson, his first foul. Waldrop Rodriguez will inbounds. He tries to get over to Boykins. The ball's knocked out of his hands. Good defensive play, good hustle by Stephen Thomas for the Vikings. On the floor, Perry Dozier Jr., Dominique Taylor, Steve Thomas, Jordan Brunner, and Jabari Johnson, the normal starters for head coach Perry Dozier.
Well, this is a set system where they throw to the wing.
What a beautiful pass by Dozier Jr.
They throw to the wing. The block player comes up and screens at the elbow. Then the wing comes off of that, and that's exactly what that was, a little 2-man game. Dozier sees him floating, to the basket, and as you said, just kind of a no-look pass, and great offensive set there by the Spring Valley Vikings.
Nice little matchup right here with Dominique Taylor on Roderick Ross. Forces Ross into the bad pass. Thomas intercepts it, takes it hard to the rack, and scores. Stephen Thomas has given Spring Valley a 2-point lead.
Good decision right there by Stephen Thomas. He was out ahead of everyone, but he slowed up to allow his player. So now it's 2-on-1 instead of 1-on-1. The defender's got to make a decision. It allows him to go straight to the basket.
Boykins hard pressured by Thomas. He takes it to the baseline, hits the bucket. They're going to call a foul before the shot. Devontae Boykins with a beautiful little left-handed flip shot that goes in, but not before they call the foul on Stephen Thomas. That'll be his third foul.
Playing the first 3 or 4 minutes of this game, I felt like these teams were just kind of filling each other out, and had a couple of early fouls on a couple of players, but you can expect this second half, it's going to get live. They're going to get after it.
Waldrop Rodriguez throws it into Boykins, and he gets fouled inside as he goes in for a layup. He'll go to the line to shoot 2 free throws, try to tie this game up. Foul on that play was on Jordan Brunner, his first foul of the game. Good look at Boykins. Does not hit the free throw. He was 2 for 5 in the first half. He's now 2 for 6 from the free throw line, leaving some points out there that may come down at the end of this game.
Well,
Brad Levine may need those.
Yeah, neither one of the teams shot the ball very well from the free throw line. 5 of 9 for 55% for East Rutherford. Just 33%, 2 of 6 for Spring Valley.
Misses them both. Rebound ripped down by the Vikings. Leggett back in the game at the guard position for Thomas. 32, Jabari Johnson kicks it over in the corner. Dominique Taylor with a running hook shot by the left hand.
Remember in the first half where Dominique Taylor hits the 1-3. So he raises it up, brings the player out. He gives him one step, really good first step, gets to the lane and just elevates over everyone. Look at the defensive possession out there by Spring Valley, really extending the man-to-man.
Almost backcourt as
got to be almost a 5 call.
Leggett with good pesky defense. They kick it back out front to Waldrop Rodriguez. He's matched up with Johnson. Makes a move. They're going to call an offensive foul. They are against Waldrop Rodriguez. Travis Waldrop Rodriguez.
Very good call. What you see with a lot of defenders nowadays is they put that one arm out, and they're not really holding you. But if I've got my arm out and you run into it, that's not necessarily a foul. And so Waldrop Rodriguez was able to get around that player, and he bumped him off with the other arm. Good call there by the referee.
Kind of like an arm bar,
yeah,
where they use that bar to gain an advantage. Thomas back in the game. Kicks it into Brunner, back out front to Dozier Jr. Dozier over to Thomas. He lines up 3, passes it down the baseline. The high-arcing shot by Jabari Johnson's good.
Good
Spring Valley up 6.
From the top to the wing. The bottom man on that zone has to step out. They find the short corner. That's a good place to go against a zone defense, is the short corner.
Boykins beats Leggett, tosses it in the corner to Watkins. His shot is no good. Rebound. Back out front to Ross.
And there it is.
4 for 4 from 3-man.
Number 44, Beckett, found him. He just kind of rolled him the ball because he was wide open. And he hits that one from the left wing.
Dozier tries to come over the top of the pick, and he's going to get pressured by Watkins, and the All-State athlete going to pick up a foul. Let's see, Watkins. It's going to be his first foul of the game. Leggett controls out front for the Vikings. Gets it over to Thomas. Left-handed dribble. Thomas takes it to the middle and kicks it off to Dozier Jr. Comes off the pick by Johnson. Collects his dribble. Rises and arcs from the top of the key, and it's good. Perry Dozier Jr.
When all else fails, just put it in the hands of Perry Dozier Jr. And we saw that in the first half where offensive system wasn't working, and he just able to. Now they're going to pick up Ross here at half court.
They're putting Thomas on him. Also, you got number 32, Jabari Johnson, getting a little physical over there with Travis Waldrop Rodriguez. Pick him up with the foul.
Well, it looks like what Coach Dozier has done is told his defenders at halftime, look, let's pick up the aggressiveness, pick them up right at half court. Get in their face, kind of get in their mindset a little bit.
And officials are starting to step in right now and tell these guys to stop pushing because, Spring Valley's getting up in their chest, and the Cavaliers are having to push to get position to even get an inbounds pass as Boykins takes it in the backcourt, pressured by Leggett. 12-11 to go. Spring Valley with its biggest lead of the game at 6. Waldrop Rodriguez takes it in. I thought the ball was goaltended, but they didn't get it. But the follow shot made by Benjamin Beckett. He gets fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Well, the penetration by Waldrop Rodriguez allows the defenses are forced to help. He just misses the shot, but that leaves the Rutherford player eligible for the rebound, number 44 Beckett. He gets it and goes right back up, gets fouled while he's in the air.
Dominique Taylor back in the game for head coach Perry Dozier for the Vikings. East Rutherford's been up most of this ball game, now find themselves down 4 points, and the missed free throw leaves it at 4.
Again, from the free throw line. That's 3 that we've seen be missed this second half.
I think they're 5 for 12 as we see it right now unofficially. Nice rebound in the middle. The young man puts it back up, but Jordan Brunner, the 6'7" freshman, cannot pull it down. Averaging 7 points a game, 3 blocks a game, and 4 rebounds a game. Also a pretty smart student with a 4.3 GPA. And we'll be smart enough to take a media break right here. 43-39, Spring Valley over East Rutherford. Back with more Beach Ball Classic action right after these words.
Come have a ball at the VisitMyrtleBeach.com Big South Basketball Tournament March 5th through the 10th in beautiful Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Immerse yourself in the warm, white, sandy beaches. Championship golf, endless cuisine choices, amusements, shopping, world-class shows and amenities. Log on to VisitMyrtleBeach.com now for special accommodation rates, tournament information, and things to see and do on your visit to beautiful Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
HTC high-speed internet is fast for my family, and that's good because with 4 of us online at one time, we can't afford to slow down. HTC is a plan that keeps our home connection up to speed, and faster speeds make it even easier to connect to family, friends, business, and entertainment on our tablets, laptops, and smartphones. And that's how HTC connects my home with the things that mean the most.
Get more speed at home for your new tablets with HTC high-speed internet and save.
HTC, this is life. Connect with it.
Lane Harrison, Wayne Gray, back at the Myrtle Beach Convention Center, the 32nd Annual Beach Ball Classic, our first televised broadcast of this, the 4th day of the tournament. East Rutherford out of Far City, North Carolina versus Spring Valley out of Columbia. At the free throw line right now, Jordan Brunner, a 6'7" freshman, trying to add to the Spring Valley 4-point lead. Good form, good follow through as Brunner knocks down the free throw. There's head coach Brad Levine in his 17th year. Led this team to 13 state playoff appearances, the East Rutherford Cavaliers.
Well, the Achilles heel right now for East Rutherford. They're down 6. They're 5 of 12 from the free throw line for the game, just 41%.
There's the 7 points they need right now to have the lead. Number 30, Roderick Ross, comes across half court, hops into the lane and rolls them. A nice finger roll. His only non-3-pointer of the game. He now has 14 points to lead the way for the Cavaliers. Here come the Vikings. Dozier, Jr., elevates short on the 3-pointer. Rebound ripped down by Benjamin Beckett, the 6'5" senior. He gets it over to Boykins. Comes across on the left-handed dribble, guarded by Leggett. Kicks it all the way back over to Ross. Ross is going to try to spin. They're going to get a foul inside the middle as Travis Waldrop Rodriguez rolls down the middle of the lane. I think they're going to call Jordan Brunner with the foul. No, it's going to go 21. It's Jamil Taborn. They pick him up, his fourth foul.
Well, Coach Dozier has told his team, I want to be all over number 30 Ross and Waldrop Rodriguez, and he's cutting through the lane. He just picks up the foul.
Waldrop Rodriguez is going to have to throw it all the way into the backcourt. It's going to be picked up by Roderick Ross.
Gaining advantage.
Swings it over to Boykins. Empty corner. Jumper in that corner, knocked down by T.J. Watkins.
Well, just not a very smart defensive play by Spring Valley. The ball was thrown, as you said, in the backcourt, and 2 defenders just go after the guy who's got it and just leave another defender, and they get an advantage. And they've got an open man in the corner.
Leggett moves into the middle of the lane, hangs, almost knocks it down, draws a foul, I think on number 44. Yeah, it'll be against Benjamin Beckett, the 6'5" senior.
Leggett got bowed out there. He got in the middle of the lane and just goes up in the air really with nothing to do. And fortunately, though, he's able to draw some body contact. He gets to the free throw line. Spring Valley not shooting very well either, just 2 of 6.
Had a 6-point lead a few minutes ago. Now it's down to 1, 45-44. Leggett rims out a free throw. And charity stripe not proving to be too charitable for either of these teams at this moment. 11 minutes exactly to go in the ball game. Lane Harrison, Wayne Gray bringing the action here from the 32nd Annual Beach Ball Classic inside the Myrtle Beach Convention Center. Glad you're with us here on HTC Channel 4 or beachballclassic.com. I want to say hello to all our listeners over and viewers over in Columbia, South Carolina, and in Forest City, North Carolina. Appreciate you tuning in to us on the internet. Big dribble out front by Ross. Gets it over to Hopper. He's immediately guarded up by Brunner. Drives baseline, pulls up for a J. No good. Brunner rips down the rebound. Gets it over to Leggett, who gets away from Watkins. Vikings have numbers. He looked inside to try to find Jabari Johnson. The pass from Leggett goes out of bounds. They'll turn it back over to Cavaliers.
Little under control, though. He was at high speed there, and Jabari Johnson, he sees him standing kind of underneath the basket all by himself, but just unable to be able to get that pass to him.
A good look you just saw of the Perry Dozier, the head coach, the Spring Valley Vikings. Played for the Gamecocks a few years back. He and his twin brother Terry had a nice career there for the Gamecocks. There's a nice another long three ball. The first miss of the game by Roderick Ross goes out of bounds, and they're going to say the ball belongs to the Vikings. It's the first field goal. Ross has missed the whole game.
If he would have hit that three, he was out there standing on the
city logo.
What we normally call the 5-second hash mark.
He lined up right in the middle of that Myrtle Beach
Rutherford
city logo.
falls back into a 2-3 zone, just down 2. They certainly
Taylor
are going to try to find. They're going to be all over wherever Dozier is.
Taylor. I mean, Dozier finds Taylor knifing through the lane, and Taylor does a good job of getting the ball up, but can't get the shot to fall, but he'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2.
And you're right, Dominique Taylor, I mean, he's just big and strong, and there he just knifes in the middle of the lane. Dozier does a good job of finding him. And
third foul on Jarvis Hopper. Dominique Taylor in and out again, and Taylor turns around with just a gas look on his face. Dominique Taylor with 17 points, 11 rebounds, and 2 steals in their opening loss to Wheeler. Second free throw's up and good. Spring Valley up by 3, 47-44. Man-to-man steal by the Vikings. They get it over to Waldrop Rodriguez on the wing. Haven't heard a whole lot from him in this ball game. Only 7 points on the game, but here he drives baseline just as we call his name out. His 9th point of the game.
Nice penetration to the basket. Rutherford falls back into a 2-3 zone.
Taylor cross courts to Dozier Jr. Tries to drive. Nice defense by Boykins. In the corner, nice jump shot there by Jabari Johnson. Puts Spring Valley up 3. Long 3 by Waldrop Rodriguez is no good. Dozier Jr. runs down the rebound. Harassed across half court, and they're going to call a foul on number 23, T.J. Watkins. And that'll be the 7th team foul on the Cavaliers, and that should send Dozier to the line for a 1-and-1.
And that last offensive possession there, Waldrop Rodriguez, your leading scorer, guy that you want to take threes, but they're a little quick. That's the first pass. He comes down court and shoots it. Spring Valley does a great job of defending well. Not going to be 1-and-1. It'll be the next one.
Yeah, okay.
A little confusion on the floor to
Dominique Taylor out front to Dozier Jr. They've got Brunner into the high post, trying to work off that screen. Nice little knife move by Dozier. Can't finish. Neither can Brunner as he goes up high. They get it over to Leggett, who throws it back to Dozier in the corner. They reset the offense. Leggett drives baseline. Big bodies, and the Brunner, the freshman, can't handle it. They get ahead. Boykins in the open court. The left-hand layup's up and good. I can't believe they didn't call goaltending on that. Number 32, Jabari Johnson, literally hit the ball and slapped the backboard at the same time.
And Lane, I'm not real sure of the rule about slapping of the backboard. I've always been told that is a call. It could be a technical foul.
And Boykins again misses one from point-blank range. 2 opportunities right there for Rutherford to get right back into the game. Leggett throws it on the dunk to Dominique Taylor.
Taylor goes to the corner. Leggett penetrates. As soon as he penetrates, he sees him and he knifes to the basket. Great pass and dunk.
Beautiful move there by Waldrop Rodriguez. We got a game going on here.
Well, now we're moved into the 8-minute mark, so we're into the 4th quarter, and here's a
steal. Layup, good. Number 23, T.J. Watkins, brings Rutherford to within 1, 51-50. Crowd's getting up on the edge of the seat as well.
He just made a lazy pass, not paying attention to the defense.
Into the middle of the freshman, the big 6'7" footer. Jordan Brunner knocks down the jump shot to put Spring Valley back up by 3. Perry Dozier will take a timeout.
Boy, I got to tell you, this Dominique Taylor is an athlete. Did you say he was a wide receiver for Spring Valley's football team?
He was. And yeah, I talked with Coach, obviously with my ties to Coastal Carolina. I said, I'll take as many 6'3" athletes as I can get. As you see head coach Brad Levine talking to the officials over there, obviously about what he thought was an obvious goaltend as Devontae Boykins goes in for a layup, and the ball is slapped. The hand off the backboard is slapped because literally when you put that ball up on the backboard, if somebody hits that backboard, it's going to vibrate.
It's going to vibrate it enough to knock it loose, and that's what happened. But even so, the defenders hit the ball.
Yeah.
And
that might be what the officials were telling Coach
yeah.
Levine. The ball was blocked before the backboard was hit. Lane Harris and Wayne Gray here at the Myrtle Beach Convention Center. Got a good one going on here.
Lane,
Spring Valley.
Great
53.
article today. You know, what I like about the Sun News, the local newspaper here, MyrtleBeachOnline.com, those of you that are watching, is a great article about a team that's made their first appearance in the Beach Ball Classic. You had a little bit to do with getting them here, Franklin High School out of Franklin, Ohio. We got a sophomore that's getting highly recruited by Ohio State and Indiana, Luke Kennard, and then their point guard has already committed to Ohio State to go play baseball. He's a pitcher. But it's nice to read about just more than the basketball team, a little bit about who they are and where they're from and about the team. So
yeah, and Luke Kennard, to kind of touch on him a little bit, he's kind of like the Dane Bradshaw. Remember when Dane Bradshaw came in here, you could look at him play and you could tell he was special. You could tell he knew the angles. He knew the game and how to play the ball game. And to get that same feeling with Luke Kennard, doesn't have a whole lot of talent around him, but when he performs on the court, it is really impressive to watch him, and really enjoyed watching this young man play basketball.
Spring Valley comes out here and they're going to pressure man to man.
Jelon Williams in. He's got the defensive assignment against Waldrop Rodriguez. Hopper controls out top. He gets it over to Ross.
And Dominique Taylor, not only is he scoring on the offensive end, he's looking at defensive position on Ross, who's the leading scorer for East Rutherford.
Having a hard time to get it over to Hopper. Waldrop Rodriguez goes baseline, and they're going to get him with a blocking foul. He's going to get it. He's going to get the hoop and harm. Travis Waldrop Rodriguez averaging 19.5 points a game. Been held pretty much in check during this ball game with only 11 points. Now he has 13, and he'll go to the free throw line to try to tie it up at 53. Johnson's third foul.
That was an excellent offensive possession there by East Rutherford. Good patience against the defense. Spring Valley was extending it man-to-man, and they just took their time and allowed something good to happen without forcing it. And they're able to get a layup and opportunity for a three-point play.
Army,
and they do nail the free throw there.
Army, Princeton, Davidson College looking at Travis Waldrop Rodriguez, the 6'6" junior.
We got a tie ball game with 7 minutes to go, 53-53. Rutherford falls back into 2-3.
Dozier to Taylor, back over to Thomas, back over to Dozier. Get it out top to Taylor. Takes a left-handed dribble and gets over to Thomas. They've got 32 in the corner. Jabari Johnson kicks it out front to Dozier. He elevates from the top of the key, gets fouled. No call on the play. Rebound taken down by the Cavaliers. They've got a man down court. They swing it way over here to Ross, who's guarded immediately by Taylor. Taylor using that little arm bar to keep him out of the middle of the lane. Rodriguez elevates. His shot is blocked. Out of bounds on the baseline. Cavalier ball. 6.5 minutes to go in the ball game. We're tied at 53, and the action is getting hot.
Well, it was blocked by Dozier, and then another Rutherford player hit it, and then the ball goes out of bounds. The ref didn't see that the Rutherford player knocked it out, but
it's going to maintain possession. Waldrop Rodriguez inbounds at the baseline. Had a man open in the middle.
Stay in there man-to-man underneath.
Donald Wilkins comes in, takes an inbounds pass, shoots a jump shot, no good. Here come the Vikings. Dozier Jr. Hop, skip, right to the middle of the lane. The floater does not come down off the back of the rim, no good. Ross comes across half court, guarded by Taylor. Tries to get it over to Hopper. He elevates for the jump shot off the back of the rim, no good. Good position that time by Thomas on the backside. Higgins going to draw a foul on number 23, T.J. Watkins. Both teams now in the bonus. That's the third foul on Watkins. So we'll have Stephen Thomas coming down, and he'll go to the line to shoot 1 and 1.
Spring Valley just 50% from the free throw line. East Rutherford has not been there. Well, they did hit that one there that Rodriguez hit on that three-point play, so they're now 6 of 13. But it looks like this game may come down to free throw shooting, so we'll see who's going to tighten it up here in the last 6 minutes of this game.
6'1" senior Stephen Thomas lines it up off the back of the rim. No good. What a tip in by Dominique Taylor.
Dominique Taylor just.
And the official's coming over to have a word with Taylor.
After he elevates and tips it in, he looked at the defender that he knocked to the ground and just kind of shook his head. So smart job there. I like what the referee's done. Hey, I'm just going to stop the game and talk to him, son. Great play. Let's keep it on the floor. But, man, did he just elevate.
6'3", and he was a good 8 to 9 inches
above the rim.
I'd like to have him
as a receiver throwing it to him in the end zone. I believe he's going to go get it over anybody.
I'm going to have a talk with that young man after the game. Ross elevates for 3, way off the mark. They get it ahead. Taylor's got it. Thomas is down with him. Taylor's outside the three-point line. He'll elevate just inside it, knock down the jump shot for 2.
He's playing possessed right now. He wants this win.
Dominique Taylor.
He's got 7. We saw he's got 21 points now. And there's a foul, and Rodriguez is going back to the free throw line.
And he hit the bucket as well. 57-55. Spring Valley with a 2-point lead. And that'll send Travis Waldrop Rodriguez back to the free throw line with a chance to cut this to a 1-point game. 5:28 to go in the ball game. And they finally get one to roll in off the front of the rim. Dozier Jr. against the 2-3 zone by the Cavaliers. Pulls it back out. And with a 1-point lead, they can take their time. See how they attack this zone. Really, the Cavaliers done a good job of pushing this zone out, way out beyond the top of the key to keep a hand on the shooters. Jelon Williams in at the high post. He's a 6'4" sophomore. Not a lot of people guarding him. But right now, the Vikings just going to be patient.
I mean, Spring Valley's up 1, so all they need just be patient. What they're going to do is force East Rutherford to come out in a man-to-man.
Dozier drives. Another floater. Short this time. The last one was off the back of the rim. This one's off the front of the rim. Dozier's had 2 point-blank looks that he could not get to fall down. They could have given the Vikings a huge lead. Jump shot no good by Waldrop Rodriguez. Vikings rip down the rebound by Dozier. Dozier kicks it over on the side to Thomas. His 3 ball is good. Stephen Thomas.
And as they come back on the defensive possession, they're looking for where Taylor is and where Dozier is, and they just leave Stephen Thomas open, and he knocks down a 3.
Waldrop Rodriguez with the ball on the wing, guarded by Williams. Goes baseline into the double team. Had his man back door, but Boykins didn't bite on it.
Did not. Chose not to go back door.
Boykins at the top of the key, goes down the middle of the lane. Tries to go down to the rim. It's knocked out of the hands of Dozier. Dozier gets it ahead to Taylor. Behind the back dribble at the top of the key. Hoop, up, and slam down on the ground. No basket. 32, Jabari Johnson picks up the rebound. He can't finish, but he goes to get fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. As Dominique Taylor gets a pretty hard hit on that layup. Just under 4 minutes to go. Spring Valley with a 4-point lead, 60-56 over East Rutherford. Back with more Beach Ball Classic action after these words from our sponsors.
HTC high-speed internet is fast for my family, and that's good because with 4 of us online at one time, we can't afford to slow down. HTC is a plan that keeps our home connection up to speed, and faster speeds make it even easier to connect to family, friends, business, and entertainment on our tablets, laptops, and smartphones. And that's how HTC connects my home with the things that mean the most.
Get more speed at home for your new tablets with HTC high-speed internet and save.
HTC, this is life. Connect with it.
Come have a ball at the VisitMyrtleBeach.com Big South Basketball Tournament March 5th through the 10th in beautiful Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Immerse yourself in the warm, white, sandy beaches. Championship golf, endless cuisine choices, amusements, shopping, world-class shows and amenities. Log on to VisitMyrtleBeach.com now for special accommodation rates, tournament information, and things to see and do on your visit to beautiful Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Back at the Beach Ball Classic, the 32nd annual edition here at the Myrtle Beach Convention Center in the Lambeau Schwartz Arena. Lane Harris and Wayne Gray Bringing you the action between Spring Valley, the Vikings out of Columbia, South Carolina, versus East Rutherford, the Cavaliers out of Forest City, North Carolina. 3:47 to go in the ball game. Spring Valley with a 4-point lead. And number 32, Jabari Johnson, the 6'2 senior, at the free throw line shooting 2.
Lane, we said at the beginning of this game, these teams were very evenly matched. You see it on the floor, you see it statistically. But here's going to be the Achilles heel for both of them, and we're at the free throw line. 50% for East Rutherford, 7 of 14, 6 of 13 for Spring Valley for 46%.
Jabari Johnson knocks it down.
And there he took his, patience. He's got his routine. Nice looking shot there by Jabari Johnson.
Yeah, you kids at home, if you want to learn how to shoot free throws good, do the same thing every time you come to the line. It's just like riding a bicycle. You'll never forget how to shoot a free throw. Get your routine, whether it's 5 dribbles, 10 dribbles, whether you wipe your brow, whatever it is you do the same thing every time. Muscle memory will make you a good free throw shooter. Rodriguez drives down to the beautiful shot on the baseline.
He penetrates, goes up, has to double pump and shoot from the side.
Dominique Taylor drives with that left hand strong to the middle of the lane, up and good.
And
Dominique
the
Taylor.
third time we've seen him penetrate from the right wing, strong first step, gets up and elevates in the middle of the lane, just kind of softly lays it up with that left hand. Do you remember Rodney Rogers that played at Wake Forest?
Yes,
left-handed?
I do.
That's who he reminds me of. Little miniature Rodney Rogers.
Beautiful inside move. T.J. Watkins gets the rebound, and he's going to get fouled. He'll go to the free throw line to shoot.
How you like that, Lane? You didn't think I'd call that one out, did you? Rodney Rogers, who you reminded you?
Rodney Rogers. I like Rodney Rogers. How about what was the guy named Skip? He used to play for Clemson, left-handed guard. Played like that a lot. What was his name?
Man,
I can't.
It wasn't Skip Webb, was it?
No, it wasn't Skip Webb. I'll think of it in a minute. Absolutely, we're going back to the 70s basketball.
Yeah,
right
I know
now.
who it was. Skip. That was
Skip Brown.
No, it'll come to me.
Did he play at Clemson?
He did. Played for the days when Bill Foster coached at Clemson. Back when Tree Rollins and that crowd, John Franklin.
Court action here. 5-point lead by Spring Valley. Steal by Cavaliers.
After the free throw, they go to press.
Watkins up under and can't get the ball to fall, but he's going to get it back to the free throw line to shoot 2. T.J. Watkins.
Well,
64-59.
Right, so they're down 5, 2:57 to go. After this made free throw, look for them to go to a full court press again. Miss or make.
T.J. Watkins at the free throw line, up and good. East Rutherford and the Cavaliers are in the double bonus the rest of the way. They'll be shooting 2 free throws the rest of the night. So with them being down 4 points, they could really make some hay here at the free throw line if they can get that percentage up. As Wayne Gray, my broadcast partner, mentioned, both these teams under 50% in the game free throw. That's off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound ripped down by Taylor.
And they immediately go man-to-man, so they're going to start extending the defensive pressure. They're going to look to trap.
Over the head of Taylor.
And force a turnover.
Dozier looking for the pass, and I think Taylor thought that number 23, Brunner, was going to get it in the corner.
But credit there to East Rutherford, just changing up the defense, and they pick up full court and then go trap, force a turnover.
Dozier matched up with Watkins. Here comes Ross across the top. He's guarded by Johnson. Beautiful baseline pass, but over the hands and unable to control is Devontae Boykins. Pass made by Donald Wilkins. Vikings will inbound to get it into Leggett. He's guarded by Wilkins up the sideline. They got a man down court. They get it down court to him. Johnson's got it in the corner. Now they got 2 guys on the backside. They get it to the freshman who slams it in. Jordan Brunner puts Spring Valley up 6.
Tell you what, you got Jordan Brunner, just a freshman, and Dozier is a sophomore, and you see him elevate there on that rebound.
Ross jacks up an early 3. Spring Valley gets the rebound. Trying to extend their lead. Or definitely cut clock. We're at 2 minutes to go in the ball game.
And Leggett is just a sophomore. This is a team to reckon with in the next few years.
And don't forget Dozier's a sophomore
as well. That's what I'm saying. Dozier's a sophomore, got the freshman. And
young team that Perry Dozier has.
Good patience
Taylor
there.
thought about it. He came out, and he's going to get fouled by Devontae Boykins. He'll go to the line to shoot 1 and 1.
Good patience there by Taylor. And, most guys would have taken that shot in open 3, but he recognizes, hey, we're up 6. I don't need to force anything. And he's got an opportunity at the free throw line. Dominique Taylor, 2 of 5 from the free throw line.
23 points, 5 rebounds. Nice soft touch there. He moves to 24. Dominique Taylor looking like our player of the game so far in this game for the Vikings. Perry Dozier Jr. normally averages more points than Taylor does, but these two guys together form a pretty strong front court as Taylor knocks down both free throws to push Spring Valley to its largest lead of the game, 8 points at 68-60 with 1:48 to go here in the ball game. Perry Dozier takes a timeout. He's going to get his young team over there to try to talk to them and do pretty much what they just did right there, try to shorten this game and limit the possessions for the Cavaliers.
Well, excellent timeout after those 2 free throws, and you're up 8 with 1:48, as you just said. Bring him over and talk to him. All right, here's what we want to do defensively. Let's don't foul. Let's don't foul a three-point shooter. We've got to know where Ross is. We've got to know where Waldrop Rodriguez is. And then offensively, be strong with the ball. They're going to foul. You know, they're going to go man-to-man, so we got to be strong. And, hey, we've got to focus on shooting our free throws, guys. This is what it's going to come down to, how well we're going to shoot on the free throw.
Clayton Harrison, Wayne Gray here at the Myrtle Beach Convention Center, the 32nd Annual Beach Ball Classic, America's finest holiday basketball tournament. If you have never been down here to Myrtle Beach, or if you have been down here to Myrtle Beach, either way, week after Christmas is a great time to bring the kids and the family down here. You don't have to worry about nannies or school or who's in school, who's out of school.
Just let them run around in the gym,
Just bring them to the gym and let them run. That's what I do with mine.
Yep.
They want to come. Daddy, when's the beach ball? Want to come to the beach ball, get them in the door, and they're running all over the place, having a great time down here. We'll set you up and let you be a ball boy back behind the basket.
Well, it's a great week of basketball, as you said. I'm looking over here on the wall, and they have 4 posters of some of the players that have been in this tournament. Kobe Bryant, Kevin Garnett,
Jermaine O'Neal, Vince Carter,
but we can name many, many more. Jason Kidd, I can go on.
Rasheed
Wallace. There you go. He's got a picture of him on the wall. Somebody reminded me though, we need to make sure we get our own homeboy up there, Ramon Sessions, who's having a great NBA career right now. He's with the Bobcats. He's closer to those of us in Myrtle Beach, and I know some folks have already traveled up that way to see them play. They're struggling right now, but he's had an excellent NBA career.
Cavaliers down 8. Need to get some points in a hurry. They get it over to their leading scorer, Waldrop Rodriguez, who goes baseline, elevates. Nice little moving shot and knocks it down.
We've seen him do that twice now, where he gets up and then he has to pull down and double pump. And there's that 2-2-1 press. And
Leggett almost loses control of it. Right down the middle of the lane. Layup good and in by Jabari Johnson.
Beat the press, get the ball to the middle, turn and face the basket.
Cavaliers are selling out on their press, and it's really leaving the back end of that press wide open, and they're not hitting their jump shots. Ball's knocked off the leg of Waldrop Rodriguez. The Vikings will maintain possession with 1:12 to go. Coming into the game for the Vikings, number 23, the freshman Jordan Brunner. He'll replace Jamil Tabor. They get it into Dozier. He's immediately double-teamed. Over to Dominique Taylor. Ball was knocked out of his hands. I think Dominique Taylor actually thought he knocked that ball out of bounds.
Yeah, he got a little lucky there.
Wilkins came in and jarred it away from him. Taylor's going to inbound. Way across court, dangerously underneath the basket to Dozier Jr., who gets it ahead to Taylor. They've got numbers. Taylor lobs a nice soft jump shot, and Dominique Taylor with 25 points.
He had a game today.
What a game. He's making his vote in for the all-tournament team with a stellar performance here tonight against the Cavaliers. Waldrop Rodriguez goes in. They're going to draw a blocking foul on number 32, Jabari Johnson. That'll stop the clock, which was not what Perry Dozier does not want to happen, and send the Cavaliers to the free throw line. Waldrop Rodriguez will go for 2. Dapper young man, and he's every bit of 6'9" over there on that sideline. Former Gamecock basketball player. He and his brother Terry have both settled into the Columbia
area. Who was coaching
at
South Carolina when the Dozier twins were playing there? Stump you a little bit. There's a coach of Brad Levine. You said 19 years at
17
years.
Five-time conference coach of the year. He's taken his team to 13 state playoff appearances.
Well, and that's another thing. Obviously, we talk about the talent and the players that we see here at the Beach Ball Classic, but the coaches that bring their teams here. And there's a Hall of Fame for coaches: Red Jenkins, W.T. Woodson, Morgan Wooten, George Glimp from Eau Claire.
Dozier gets the ball inbounds, and he's immediately fouled by the Cavaliers. One of the sayings, as I was talking to Coach Brad Levine before this game, is his team is very good at defensive pressure, and they're 8 deep. And they've got a lot of players who share the offensive load. Waldrop Rodriguez is one of the main scorers, but they've got 3 other guys in that 12 to 8 point range, and their slogan is what they call "Share the Sugar." everybody passes around, everybody gets a taste of the success. And he's had some players who, average low 8 points, and they've had some 20-point games where because they've just gotten involved with the offense, gotten a hot hand, kind of like we saw Ross earlier tonight as he got hot at the three-point line. Ross only averages 12 points a game. He's going to be one of the leading scorers for them. He's got over 17 right now. 47 seconds to go in the ball game. Spring Valley trying to ice this one away at the free throw line. Perry Dozier Jr., son of head coach Perry Dozier, in and out with the free throw. 7-point lead. Actually, make that a 9-point lead. Cavaliers got to get some shots up and get them up quick. Ross says, I'll take a long three, and knocks it down.
Timeout.
Roderick Ross, his
Is that a quick release or what?
Three of the game. Doing a great job of trying to keep this ball game close. The Cavaliers now down by 6. They're going to have to get some turnovers with 35 seconds to go here in the ball game as Coach Brad Levine huddles up his team over there. Takes a long look up at the scoreboard to see what the situation is here. 2 subs coming into the game. Jarvis Hopper and T.J. Watkins will come in for the Cavaliers, probably trying to get some players with less fouls so that he has some fouls to burn and can keep guys like Ross and Boykins and Rodriguez on the court.
Well, they'll go to a full court trap. Obviously, foul on the inbounds pass. Spring Valley not shooting the ball well from the free throw line, although other than that, Dozier just missed a second of that 2 free throws. Have shot the ball a little better the last few times.
Taylor, Leggett, Dozier Jr., Brunner, and Jabari Johnson on the court for head coach Perry Dozier in his 7th year. Came into this game with an 8-5 record, trying to get out of here 9-5 if at all possible. The Vikings will inbound on the baseline underneath their basket. Everybody's lined up. They actually got they got 6 players on the court for the Cavaliers. They take Rodriguez out. Long down court pass. Perry Dozier Jr. and he's going to get fouled from behind. It's going to be an intentional foul as number 22, C.J. Norman, just reached out and grabbed the jersey of him. You got to make a little bit of effort for the ball to keep from getting that kind of call.
And you're right. He brought in some other players to take some fouls. He sat Ross and Rodriguez down, and just good execution on that out-of-bounds play. You've got to look for the long ball, and he just reaches out and grabs him without attempting to go for it. That
free throw is drastically short.
Just
they're thinking about it a little too much out there, I think, right now. Dozier with 7 assists in this ball game. We've seen a couple of nice dimes that he's dished out tonight with some no-look passes and the like. Dozier was 1 for 1 on that trip. Now the Vikings will inbound underneath the basket.
Underneath.
Winner of this game, which looks like it's going to be Spring Valley, will take on the winner of our next game here, Orem and Franklin out of Ohio. Orem out of Utah. That should be a nice little consolation championship game. Foul on the play by Rodriguez. And that's going to send Jabari Johnson to the line. The 6'2 senior will line it up. Spring Valley up by 7.
Well, if they make these 2 here, up by 9 with 30 seconds, I think we could.
I don't know. I think Ross hit 3 threes.
Yeah,
about 30 seconds
he hit them quickly,
game.
so I don't want to call it too quickly.
Johnson with a nice balanced game, 5 rebounds, 10 points. Coach Perry Dozier now is starting to find the range there from that free throw line. Into the game, Jamil Tabor, and he's going to replace the freshman Jordan Brunner. Johnson knocks this one down. It's the biggest lead of the game for the Vikings. It'll be 10 points. Make it 9, excuse me. Still the biggest lead of the game. Ross tried to get a 3 up. Gets it over to Rodriguez. Kicks it out to Watkins. Long 3, no good. Can't control the rebound. Boykins gets it in the hand of Taylor. And here come the Vikings. Taylor's going to run right down the middle of the lane and throw in a nice, easy 2. As Dominique Taylor's putting up a pretty impressive stat line here today. We're under 10 seconds. Boykins with a nice long jump shot. They kick it over to Ross for one more time. Back of the rim, no good. And that's going to do it here from the Myrtle Beach Convention Center. Our first game, the 3:30 game here on the day 4 Spring Valley from Columbia, South Carolina with an 11-point win, 78-67 over the Cavaliers of East Rutherford. We'll be back with post-game stats and analysis right after this word.
Come have a ball at the VisitMyrtleBeach.com Big South Basketball Tournament March 5th through the 10th in beautiful Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Immerse yourself in the warm, white, sandy beaches. Championship golf, endless cuisine choices, amusements, shopping, world-class shows and amenities. Log on to VisitMyrtleBeach.com now for special accommodation rates, tournament information, and things to see and do on your visit to beautiful Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Johnny Gardner Law.
As a boy, I witnessed what I thought were some injustices, and I thought that a lawyer would be the person to balance the power out and bring some fairness and help people, and that's what I wanted to do. There's no better feeling than the feeling you get when you successfully help somebody that needed it.
Johnny Gardner Law, with offices in Myrtle Beach and Conway. Wherever life takes you, we'll be there.
If you want to go where everybody knows your name, the place is the Coastal Ale House. Our friendly staff will take care of you. The delicious food will more than satisfy, and the good times will keep you coming back. Between the full menu from 11 to 11, daily lunch specials, screens that entertain you, happy hour from 4 to 7, prime rib Saturday night, and our incredible Sunday brunch, we'll know your name in no time. The Coastal Ale House, located just off Highway 501 between the Quality Inn and the Conway Medical Center.
HTC high-speed internet is fast for my family, and that's good because with 4 of us online at one time, we can't afford to slow down. HTC is a plan that keeps our home connection up to speed, and faster speeds make it even easier to connect to family, friends, business, and entertainment on our tablets, laptops, and smartphones. And that's how HTC connects my home with the things that mean the most.
Get more speed at home for your new tablets with HTC high-speed internet and save.
HTC, this is life. Connect with it.
Back at the Myrtle Beach Convention Center to wrap up a 78-67 win by Spring Valley, who moves to 9-5 on the season. East Rutherford Cavaliers dropped to 9-3. Spring Valley will now play the winner of the next game between Orem and Franklin of Ohio. Lane Harris and Wayne Gray here courtside with you. And Wayne, as we look back on this ball game, Dominique Taylor with a dominating performance, 29 points, 7 rebounds, and just some spectacular floor play, both on the defensive and the offensive.
Well, I think he was the difference in the ball game. You just mentioned 29.7 rebounds. He's 12 of 19 from the floor. But more importantly, he had a defensive role. And while Ross did have 5 threes and 17 points, he had to cover Ross at different times. At different times, he was on the other leading scorer, Waldrop Rodriguez. So he just had a great performance. And just an athlete, and he was the difference in the ball game. And also, we talked about their free throw shooting. They were shooting around 45%, but they ended up shooting 60%. So they actually made more than they missed right there at the end of the game that stretched their lead, give them a comfortable win.
And I think when you talked about that, the free throw shooting did prove to be pretty vital in that ball game. Leading scorer for East Rutherford, Waldrop Rodriguez with 23 points and 3 rebounds. Ross with 17 points. Also helping out for Spring Valley, the Vikings, Perry Dozier Jr. with 12 points and 5 rebounds and 7 assists with a nice little floor game. Jordan Brunner with 11 points. Jabari Johnson with 16. Stay tuned. Up next, Orem, Utah versus Franklin, Ohio. Going to be a great ball game here. For my broadcast partner, Wayne Gray, I'm Lane Harris. Stay tuned for more Beach Ball Classic action here from the 32nd Annual Beach Ball Classic.